Mark King has just spent the last 10 minutes sticking his tip back on his cue. It fell off about half an hour ago. What happens if that pops off during the game, lads?
Well, under normal circumstances, he would be given 15 minutes grace, but that's a match and a half.
No, I think you just have to borrow someone else's cue and get on with it.
Mark King wins the line.
Simple as. I don't think Jimmy Robertson would lend him his cue. That would be a little bit too much. Well, let's hope it stays on, that tip. With some pretty good, strong glue of some kind. Last thing you need, though.
For these two, it's deja vu. They've played each other in this tournament before, Neil.
Yes, I remember that. It was on the Friday night, the first year. And there was a very raucous crowd in. That's one more ball potted than Jimmy Robertson in that match, by the way, Phil.
Oh, no, the black stays on the table, wobbles and refuses to drop.
That was a bit nippy, that pocket. I must admit, I thought it would drop in off the jaw, that one. A few balls have stayed over that right corner pocket. Clever little shot to nothing there. Probably done no damage from missing that red. Well, I suppose Mark King just hopes his tip doesn't fall off again. Over the next 9 or 10 minutes, gives him a bit more time to work on it if he's there tomorrow.
There it is. In the World Open, I think it was last year, Judd Trump got to the table, opened his cue case and discovered that his tip was completely misshapen. They had a 15-minute hiatus even before any ball had been potted.
Just notice the shot we showed you of Mark's tip there. It was very much an overlapping one. I'm not sure if he's got a new one on or what's happened. Sometimes it's quite difficult to put the old one back on. He's going to get the benefit of a free table wherever he puts the cue, and that was a little unlucky for Jimmy Robertson. Ball in hand.
Well, I think he could pot a red and a black here without a tip.
Yeah, I don't think that's a new tip. It's not as big as it looked early on, actually. It's probably got it back on somehow. Some form of glue would be the main reason. Just that sometimes he just can't get them on dead straight. Anyway, he didn't play a very good shot there. Don't know how he's going to reach this. Now he's not got any part of his bridge hand on the table. This is in all kinds of trouble. That was a great shot. That's a very steady hand required there, mid-air shot. Any young snooker players, don't try that. That's not the way forward.
Mark King, 16.
He's a real battler, King, isn't he? Always has been.
Streetwise, I always say, Phil. Tough match player. Comes from the snooker club, like most of these guys, of course, as we know from Essex. He's seen all the things that could possibly happen to anyone playing here in Blackpool in front of a fairly raucous crowd. Means nothing to him. Just washes over his head, gets on with it.
Now we know that Jimmy Robertson can pot well and pot quickly. One good positional shot here, and this might be a really good opportunity.
Yeah, Mark's shot, I don't know how it stayed out actually, just grazed the first jaw. And Jimmy didn't control that cue ball as he would have liked, but he's surprised he held it to short of the bulk line. Interesting choice of shot.
Jimmy Robertson won.
Oh, he's only just made the cushion there. Be pleased that he did. Second cushion, that is. It's got him tight.
Well, Robertson involved in the penultimate frame this evening. He was involved in the last frame last night, and he was the villain of the piece because he beat Jimmy White 51-32.
He certainly was the villain of the piece, yep, and I don't think he was too worried about that. He was going to go out there and win, but it was tough for him.
Now that's a high tariff shot at the best of times when you're using a tip you're not quite confident with, even more so.
Yeah, just looking to rescue himself with the cue ball there, wasn't he? Well, what a chance for Jimmy Robertson. This is a proper opportunity now. And, just checking those two reds. Do they go to the right corner? In the end, by looking around at those two reds, he had to rush the shot. I think he just briefly forgot about the shot clock, which is down, of course, to 10 seconds. Got to be quick thinking and very quick to see what goes, what doesn't go in this format. He'll be annoyed about that. That was a real chance. Well, there's the red that he was looking at, and that actually lost him some time.
One of those matches, Neil, where not a lot of points have been scored, but plenty of time has elapsed.
Yeah, plenty of beeps going on out there. Road runner out there at the moment, and, using up as much time as he can.
10.
Another useful 5 points here. In it goes. Needs a reasonable bounce and it'll be on another red.
16.
This table is absolutely flying, isn't it?
A terrific shot as well, Phil. He's on that red. That was a beautiful shot. He's got the ability
17.
to think very quickly, Mark King. I'm impressed by the way that he's approached this frame. He's not played at his best. He could knock in a big break and win it in one visit, but the next best thing is to find a way of getting a lead. And he's done that.
17.
At the moment, he is a strong favourite. He's not over the line. Jimmy Robertson won a memorable frame from worse than this one once upon a time in this competition. That'll help. Went in like a rocket down that cushion. Well, he might need another miraculous break of 30 this time. It's not asking for the world. There are 4 reds out in the open, but this is a very narrow angle. Just a difficult shot, wasn't it? And it's unfortunate. It might be his last meaningful chance.
I think it will be. 29 behind. Clock winding down. Especially so now.
1.
Of course, we don't know who's playing who. The draw is being done this evening. You'll know who's matched up against which player later on. Mark King not certain to be in it after that shot.
1.
He's got to get high-value colours. He's got to get them quickly without too many shots like that. He's got to try and stop the cue ball from drifting around the table, because it all adds up to time. Jimmy White made that point at the top of the show. And this is going to run and run, even if he pots it. And he'll be praying for it to slow down. Now then, is there a twist in the tail? Don't think so after that shot. That is not what he's looking for.
14.
Get to the one up the table, but it's just a difficult one. That's that.
Well, he was right on the edge there, wasn't he?
Yes, did.
And he realises the game is up. And so Mark King is through.